Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So because time continues to be a meaningless construct, time has once again flown by at an exceptionally incomprehensible rate. And that means that it is time for another EMPTIES video. And it also means, if my dates are correct, that I have now had my Terracycle box for an entire year. So today we're gonna do the usual EMPTIES thing. We're gonna get into some trash talk, and I'm going to do a little bit of a reflection on the Terracycle box and whether or not I think it is personally worth it and how I feel about having spent, 120 some odd Canadian dollars for the smallest of the specific boxes that I purchased. But without further ado, I think we should just jump right in and see if we can maybe not make a feature film out of this today. What do you think? Hold on to your butts. As per usual with my EMPTIES, there is just a wide range of products that I have used over the past 4 months, including a lot of candles, a couple hair products, and I can't remember if I mentioned these hair products in my last EMPTIES video where it was like EMPTIES and nearly EMPTIES, so please forgive me if I am repeating myself. We've got a couple makeup items and just a whole bunch of body stuff, but I think we're gonna start with the candles. On average, the candles that I buy are things that can be recycled through the normal channels, so that makes me really happy. Also, as per usual, the candles that I buy predominantly come from Winners and or HomeSense. So there are a couple exceptions, but if any of the candles that I show are of interest to you, I'm super sorry, but you likely won't be able to pick up the same ones because you can't really replicate things from HomeSense or Winners purchases. Anywho, let's start with the most recent completion because it's right on the top of this, and it is this big, beautiful boy here from the brand Sand and Fog, and it was the lavender vanilla scent. And obviously, like, quite a massive candle, 3-wick candle, and smelled truly, truly lovely. I think usually like lavender scented candles can either be super like artificial lavender, which I don't like, or they can just be way overbearing and you're never actually getting the true lavender scent captured. Like if I want a true lavender scent captured from something that I'm burning, I grow lavender in my garden, bundle it, dry it, and burn that, and then you get that really true sweet herbaceous lavender scent. But I was pleasantly surprised by this big Sand and Fog lavender vanilla candle because it wasn't too sweet, it wasn't too like powdery, it was just right. And I honestly burned through this really, really, really quickly. And I kind of like the jar. I'm a little tempted to keep it, but the label doesn't peel off, so I think I'm just going to give it a proper final scrub and put it in the recycling. But I love me a Winners / HomeSense candle. I'm very rarely disappointed. And it usually means that I'm not breaking the bank on a candle purchase. Another Winners / HomeSense candle, which is actually a duplicate of a candle that I have talked about on my channel and in an EMPTIES before, and that is the M of WG Espresso Coffee and Caramel candle. I believe the last time I talked about this, I did mention that I had purchased 2, so I finally burned through the second one. And unfortunately with this one, I didn't burn it as well as I should have. So I got a little bit of tunneling there, and that means that the leftover wax, like I just couldn't burn it down enough to get rid of that wax so that I could properly pour it out. So I'm just gonna have to do a little bit more heavy lifting in terms of cleaning out this jar before it gets recycled. But again, as I mentioned the last time I talked about this, this is truly an incredible scent. Like if you like gourmand scents, if you like coffee, if you can find this, I highly recommend. Like, I will try probably to like hunt for this candle because it was great. And I just like, I think the jar is really attractive with kind of this like painted cork stopper, just all around lovely. Okay, I think there's only 2 more candles in here, and these were both not purchased from winners. One is from Lawn, and I believe I mentioned this in one of my favorites video recently. It's the scent Jarrow, and I burned all the way through this to the point where like I could actually properly clean out the jar. This was kind of a impulsive purchase when I went to the detox market a couple of months ago, and not a scent that I would typically lean towards. Like, I'm very much like a gourmand scent person when it comes to candles specifically. I rarely lean towards whatever this scent is, but the best way that I can describe this particular scent in the Lawn candle, again, it's Jarrow. I don't know if you can actually read that, but to me, it just smells like sunscreen and Florida in the best way possible. Like, not the socio-political Florida, but like the environmental, summertime, childhood Florida. And it was just truly delightful, and I burned through it so quickly. And I think these go for around like 35 Canadian, maybe a little more, could be wrong, but like would purchase this again for sure because it was delightful. In fact, the last time that I went to the detox market, I was there buying a gift, and I had to put this down. Like, I physically had to like willpower it out of my grasp because I almost bought another one. Then I found the second of the New Savant, the Usual candle, which I mentioned that I had bought 2 but couldn't find this one, and I'm so glad that I did because it's truly, I think I've been sent a few of their samples and I don't like any of the other scents that I've been sent as samples. This may have just been like a one-hit wonder from the New Savant for me, and that has nothing to do with the brand and everything to do with my very particular taste in terms of scents. But this was magical, delightful. The top notes are cocoa powder, pistachio, black coffee, vanilla bean, suede oak. So like all of the things that I love in a scent, and recyclable. I do have to, you know, do some better cleaning there, but I think I will be repurchasing this maybe around Christmas time. Gift a few, / gift myself a few. Anyways, loved it. And I just think everything that the New Savant is doing is just, they're great. They're lovely, lovely people. And their customer service is next level excellent. So if you're looking for more of like a bougie candle from a queer / female owned business, do it. Okay, what do I do next? Ooh, here's another kind of fragrance thing. It's not a candle, but it's incense. I forgot that this was in here. How exciting. So this is the Palo Santo and Sage incense sticks from Patty Wax, and I believe I got this from Urban Outfitters like well over a year ago and just burned through it really slowly because the scent of this incense was so spectacular. And like, I love Palo Santo, I love sage, but obviously, you know, given the extra awareness that has come out of the last couple of years, particularly around indigenous sacred medicines, I'm not going to be buying any more Palo Santo or any more white sage ever again. But this was something that I had purchased a couple of years ago, and it was just nice to have that scent in lieu of the Palo Santo and sage that I normally would have. And then otherwise, I buy incense all of the time from like local stores. But as I mentioned about the lavender, I do also really love to make like little smoke bundles out of my garden herbs at the end of the season. So I have, I think, still like 6 or 7 that I made from last year's garden batch. So that's something I will be doing again. When I'm not interested in kind of the candle scent, I do just kind of like having that smoky, herbaceous, woody vibe in my spaces. So I always lean towards an incense or an herb bundle. But this is really nice. And again, when you buy things from Urban Outfitters, like it's not necessarily something that you can purchase again and again because they seem to have a revolving door in terms of the like lifestyle and home brands that they carry. So I'm sure you could like Google Patty Wax specifically and buy from their site, but like this is probably not something that I could purchase from Urban Outfitters again. But it is glass and I can recycle it and that makes me happy. Okay, maybe I will go into hair because it looks like my hair things are right at the top here. And I don't think there's that many. I could be wrong. It's not like I organize my empties bin before I do a deep dive into here, but I think actually the hair conversation is sort of an important one because I have been dabbling or had been dabbling again into, you know, various hair products. Sometimes I just get inspired. I see shampoos that I really want to give a try, but after kind of going through one of those phases again, I really decided that I want to return to my zero/low waste shower. So these hair products, at least the shampoos and conditioners, will be the last of their kind for a while. It's a little harder to get around that with like hair styling products specifically, but I also go through my hair styling products so slowly. So it's not like I'm repurchasing and like using single-use plastics in that way like every couple of months. It's like every 1.5 to 2 years, so I don't feel as bad. But anyways, I picked up the Rawa Classic shampoo like 6 months ago and finally finished it. And I really love Rawa. I really love their classic shampoo. Again, it kind of has that Palo Santo scent. It's a beautiful product. It's very cleansing and light, but not like overly sudsing. It's just truly, their line is beautiful. I've used a number of their styling products as well in the past, and it was just kind of nice to revisit the shampoo and just as a little bit of an indulgence because it is quite pricey for such a tiny little bottle, but I really like the brand. I really like the shampoo. It truly does just smell so good. It says made with organic, natural, and pure plant-derived ingredients. Rawa and Palo Santo oils. Maybe it's the Rawa, but to me, it almost has more of like an anise scent, that black licorice-y kind of scent, which is probably why I like it so much because I love black licorice. But anyways, I could probably risk this in the traditional recycling methods, but I don't want to risk it, so this will be going into my Terracycle box. Then I have 2 minis here from the Body Deli. It's from the Palm Springs line, which I believe I've talked about before. I think maybe in my Nearly Empties. So this is from a mini kit. So it's the shampoo and conditioner. It's just really nice to have minis on hand all of the time, obviously. And when it's in a scent that you really like, obviously that's also great. However, I would never buy the like full size of this shampoo or conditioner. It just wasn't something that blew me away, and it just happened to be in these like little mini travel kits that were on sale at the time, so I picked up a couple, again, so that I had minis on hand, not specifically because I wanted these 2 products. So love the scent, love the Palm Springs scent, but the shampoo and conditioner in the line are not anything special. And these also will be going into a Terracycle box. Okay, and then I actually have a styling product empty. Ooh, 2 styling product empties. Oh my gosh, and one of them is Rawa. Look at that. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so this is the Rawa Enchanted Island spray, salt spray. So, you know, when you want the like beachy, wavy hair vibes, I love a salt spray so much. When I'm not using a salt spray, I'm using like a very easygoing curl cream just to kind of help enhance my natural texture. The Rawa Enchanted Island Salt Spray has been one of my favorites for years now, and I truly just really enjoy it. Again, Rawa products are delightful, and the smell of this one is so excellent. It truly smells like an island breeze. It's not like coconutty. It just very much is like rainforest and island and salt water and ocean air. It's just lovely, and if these things weren't so expensive, I would just repurchase this over and over again. But then whenever I do use a salt spray, I'm like, couldn't I just make a DIY salt spray? Just, you know, some pink Himalayan salts, a little bit of glycerin, a little bit of rose water. Couldn't I just do that? I don't know, stay tuned, maybe I will. But because this is a glass bottle, I am actually going to put the glass bottle in the regular recycling bin, and then I'm just going to put the pump or atomizer, whatever, into my Terracycle box. I don't really know if you're supposed to separate things like that, but I have been, so here's hoping. That could be a little bit of wish cycling, but there was obviously still some in there, and I just splashed myself with Enchanted Island. Anyways, I would always just want to put glass in the normal recycling. Okay, then I have the Inner Sense Inner Peace Whipped Cream Texturizer, which I freaking love and have repurchased time and again, and it's honestly so affordable. Don't quote me on this. I will insert the actual price here once I look it up, once I've edited this video, but I'm pretty sure that this, which is 3.4 fluid ounces or 90 grams, and I'm pretty sure that it's like 23 Canadian dollars. Again, I will insert the actual price here, but it's very affordable, very effective, smells like a creamsicle. It's just truly a delightful product. I really, really, really like Inner Sense products. I've used like samples of their shampoo and conditioner before as well and really enjoyed those. But again, I'm kind of trying to move back into my zero/no waste shower vibes, which means solid shampoo and conditioner bars and soap bars for body washing. So I will not be picking up any additional shampoos anytime soon, but this has already been repurchased. I have a new one ready to be opened once I go through another couple items, and it's just chef's kiss. Love it. But because of the nature of this plastic, it's going into the Terracycle box. What do I do next? There's so much in here. I'm really overwhelmed. Honestly, most of the rest of this is just like body care and such, so I don't think the order is necessarily that important, but I do see a few things that are more on like the fragrancy kind of vibe, so I'll start here. The first is this incredibly janky native deodorant cardboard packaged little like zero plastic version. Hello, light. This is the scent Sugar Cookie, so this is this past winter's limited edition scent, which I have raved about time and again. They now have a new version of their zero plastic packaging, and this is probably why, thank God. So just a quick explainer here. If you have the original like tube shaped zero plastic packaging for native deodorants, there was a little cardboard buffer here that was this like caramel color, and it was cardboard, but it came unglued and fell off. And the way that you use these is that you stick your finger in here and push the deodorant up. You know, I was not particularly precious with this packaging. It was being thrown into my bags, into my backpack, into my purse, whatever. It was coming with me everywhere. I was using it all of the time. It's not the thickest cardboard in the world, so like every time you open it and close it and push the thing up, you know, the cardboard starts to bend, and obviously the glue came unstuck from the little buffer and it fell off, which meant that the closer I got to being finished the deodorant, the further down the lid went. So I took a saw to it and sawed off the bottom half so that I could open it. Anyways, such a disaster. I'm looking forward to trying their new zero plastic packaging when I need to do a repurchase on native deodorant, and hopefully that will be in time for this winter season and they come back with Sugar Cookie so I can relive my cookie armpit dreams. But until then, this was a win on the product and the scent, but an absolute fail of the packaging. But obviously they knew that, otherwise they wouldn't have released a new version. But it's cardboard, so this gets to go in traditional recycling. Okay, then I have a couple perfume empties. The first is a very old now replica By the Fireplace perfume that I've probably had for like 2-3 years. loved it at first when it really, you know, when the hype first came around on this product. I obviously jumped on that bandwagon, and it was great for a little while, and then just started to become like too much of a heady scent for me. It really started to kind of suffocate me. It felt cloying to me, so I stopped wearing it. Obviously, I finished this, but I don't think I will be repurchasing this, at least for a while. I might come back to it at some point, but it's not like my go-to scent. And unlike khaki, I have a signature scent. I don't really like to, you know, explore and wear a different scent for my different moods. Maybe that just makes me not very sophisticated, but I like to just have a singular scent. Otherwise, my brain feels too chaotic, and I don't like having that much stuff, especially if it's just sitting there and then I get stressed out that I'm not using it and feel guilty. We talked about this, I think. Anyways, Replica by the fireplace. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. I'm somewhere in the middle, and again, won't be repurchasing this anytime soon, but it's glass, so traditional recycling. Huzzah! Then the next one is my signature scent at this point in time, and it is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods. Has already been repurchased. I absolutely love this. I'm still going back and forth with myself on the math of like buying the full-sized spray bottle and just kind of repurchasing the roller ball, but at the same time I do want to be able to have something that I can travel with, and so the full-size bottle doesn't seem practical, and I don't really feel that it's completely necessary to have both. So I don't know, stay tuned on that. Maybe one day I'll splurge and buy the actual size, and it's not like it's outrageously expensive. It's just like, it feels like a lot on the outset, but it is truly one of my favorite scents. I love it so much, and I hope that I never get tired of it. I don't know, I think if I pull out the rollerball part, then I can recycle this normally. Obviously not the cap. The cap has to go into the Terracycle box or the garbage because it's black plastic, but we'll see. I'll put this aside and decide on the proper recycling method later. There's one more hair product that got buried underneath all of this stuff, and this was, I think, just like a sampler or a mini. I can't remember why or how I got this. I think maybe it was like in a package thing that I purchased last year, I think from the Green Jungle Beauty Shop, and this is the Evolve Insta Volume Cleansing Treatment, and it was fine, smells fine, worked fine. When it comes to like a shampoo, I don't know, is this size like enough for you to actually determine whether or not it's a good product? I didn't personally go seeking Evolve products. It just happened to be in something like a larger package that I bought, so like it is what it is. I used it, it was fine. Terracycle. Then there is the Divine Essence Organic Damask Rose that I finally finished, and I probably would have had this in my empties a lot sooner than I did, but I ended up filling it with my own homemade rose water and a little bit of witch hazel, so I just reused the bottle. So it's been hanging around for a while, but it was fine. I always like to have like a rose water kind of in place of a toner. Sometimes toners like overstrip my skin, so it's nice to just kind of switch those out with just a rose water. I'm currently using a Heritage Store rose water that has apple cider vinegar in it, which again is a little bit more astringent, but is also quite lovely. And you know, rose water is just, it's a nice thing to have. But because of the colored plastic and all of the packaging details, this is a Terracycle item. Then there was this toner from Typology that I bought last year, whenever it was that I placed that giant Typology order that I keep talking about. I'm still going through products that I bought from that. So this was the Tone 1002 Purifying Toner, Salicylic Acid, 1%, and Rose Extract. So like I said, I like to have a rose water. This one, again, just had a little bit more of an astringent property because of the salicylic acid in it, and it was just fine. At the time that I purchased things from Typology, all of their stuff was really well priced, but because it's been so long since that first purchase, it's really hard to say where their price points are. I think everything did go up in cost, and then with the pandemic and supply chain issues and wars and all of, you know, the socio-political nonsense of 2022, shipping is outrageously expensive. So I don't know if I'll be making a Typology purchase again in the next while. I would like to. There's definitely a number of releases that they've come out that I'm interested in, but I have so much in my collection right now to get through, so it's gonna be a while. But like also said, I still have a number of Typology products that I am working through. Also, Typology is the organic carrot oil, which I honestly absolutely loved. I had never used a carrot oil before on my face. Like, there may have been carrot oils as an ingredient in some of my other facial oils over the years, but I have never actually used just like a straight carrot oil. And I really, really, really enjoyed the product. I used it everywhere as well. After shaving in certain delicate areas, I would use it. After waxing my armpits, I was using it on my face every single night. In the winter time, I was using it on my face during the day, especially if I was kind of having like a no makeup day and just wanted to be really well hydrated. It was beautiful. And again, when and if I make another Typology order, I think this is definitely something that I will pick up again. I've got a couple sunscreens here right at the top, so let's just get those over with. I finally finished my Kapari sunscreen, and at this point I've pretty much waxed poetic about it, and not necessarily a like praising kind of way. I don't think it's a bad product. I think for me and my skin type and my skin tone, I have to wait until the winter time to give this another go and really wrap my head around my final thoughts on the product. I just think that for me, in the Canadian summer climate, with a skin tone that tans quite a bit, and impatience in mineral sunscreens soaking in, especially if they're not tinted, it just wasn't the best call for me to pick this up and use it starting in the summertime. That being said, in another, let's say 8 months, so that I'm not over-promising, we will revisit a Kapari review for this sunscreen, because I do have a backup, or a second one, because I bought two because that's just how I am. So stay tuned for that. Not a bad product, just I think circumstantially was not the right call for me. And because of the packaging, this is going in a Terracycle box. Then there is this Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen SPF 30. UVA, UVB protection, broad spectrum SPF 30 for sensitive face with hyaluronic acid. And this is another mineral sunscreen that has some pretty cool technology. So outside in the sun, the cap will turn like varying shades of blue depending on like how strong the UV is. And I just think that that's pretty cool, because if you don't have your phone on you and you're not like constantly checking the weather app, you don't necessarily know what the UV strength is. And that's really the key indicator on when the sun is the most damaging and like when you need the most sun protection, or like maybe get out of the sun for the next little while. So I just thought that was pretty cool. And overall, I think it was a completely fine sunscreen. Excuse me. What? Rude. Again, because it's a mineral sunscreen that isn't tinted, it's like best for the days that you're gonna go like makeup free on a hike, or like doing some kind of outdoor physical activity where you're not worried about like a white cast underneath your makeup, and or like having to completely do a full foundation over top of your makeup so that you're covering up the white cast. But it was nice and like worked, and you know, my skin hasn't burnt and I don't have like major pigmentation issues because of the sun. So obviously my sunscreens are working. It's just me being particular about white casts and things. Okay, then there is this one which I just finished today because I took a little bit of time after work to sun myself, because you know the clock is counting down on how much summer we have left, and then it's gonna snow. Well, for spooky season, and I'm so excited, guys. Just wait. Oh my gosh. As soon as Labor Day is over, we are going to be having spooky things in the background because, obviously. Anyways, this is the Riversol Weightless Body Sunscreen SPF 40 Broad Spectrum. It is a mineral sunscreen, reef safe, rubs in clear. However, this expired in July. So just a month past its expiry date, but I really wanted to just finish it. Because you really shouldn't use expired sunscreen. It can cause all kinds of like skin reactions. And when I put this on today, ooh baby, could I tell that it was expired. It just had like a very specific like chemical scent to it that it didn't have a few months ago. All in all, it was fine. I would not say that it rubs in clear. Maybe if you have like porcelain or alabaster skin, it would rub in clear. But again, on an individual with like medium toned skin that tans quite deeply in the summer, it doesn't rub and clear your white and or blue. Okay, it was fine. I don't know if I would pick this up again. There's all kinds of mineral sunscreens out there. I'm leaning more towards chemical sunscreens again, so we'll see what my skin says, we'll see what my body says, but all in all, just, you know, as I've said in the past, sun care is self-care, so you should always have sunscreen regardless of what it is, but preferably something reef safe, and you know, that's not gonna give you cancer. Okay, Terracycle. There's still so many things in here. Let's just finish up the rest of my little Body Deli kit. So again, in the Palm Springs mini kit, there is a body wash, two body washes. So I've already used obviously the second body wash from my second kit. So body wash and the lotion, whoa. As I have mentioned before, I absolutely adore the lotion. I have repurchased the lotion again because I just absolutely love the scent, and the lotion itself is a beautiful product. It's just the rest of them that I'm not thrilled about, but when it comes in like a cute little kit with everything that you need, like it's super hard to resist. I'm not gonna write home to mom about the body wash or the shampoo or the conditioner. It's the lotion that I want. The lotion is why I buy it, and it's nice to have this little like mini size of a lotion that I adore the scent of and the texture and the way that it moisturizes my skin. So anyways, these are finished and they're going in the Terracycle. And then, as I said, I have the large size glass bottle version of the Palm Springs Spa Collection lotion by the Body Deli. What really bums me out about packages like this, like when your lotion comes in like a pump delivery system, is like I can't access any of this. Like, what am I gonna do? Bottle smash it and like scrape it out? No, I already stuck a popsicle stick in there and like tried to scrape it as much as I could and like dumped it upside down into a jar to like get all of the things, but it's just the rest of that is just like wasted product, and I feel like that's such a shame because I do love this so much, despite the fact that it is very expensive for like not that much product. 240 grams, like that's not a lot of product, but I do have a backup ready to go for when I am ready for it, and I probably will continue to repurchase this because I truly love it until I tire of the scent or like really want to cut back on my body care spending. If I find like I'm overspending, it's just going to be a repurchase time and again. And after I give this like a good wash and shake, the glass part will go in traditional recycling and the pump will go in the Terracycle box. I've got a couple other lotions here, and look at that, I've got a couple other deodorants in here too. All over the place, man. So one is the Desert Essence Organics Pumpkin Spice Hand Repair Cream, which was my purse lotion that I bought last spooky season. And it took me that long to get through this. This is 4 fluid ounces or 118 milliliters. And I really love Desert Essence products as a whole. I've been using Desert Essence products since I think I was like in high school. And actually one of their coconut scented lotions was like my signature scent when I was like 17, 18 years old. And obviously I love spooky season, as we have already discussed in this video. So this was nice. It's not like too pumpkin spicy. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, quite a mellow scent and just super hydrating and a good size lotion to keep in your bag. And like, keep in mind that I have tiny hands, so you know, this is like a regular size lotion bottle and this is like their hand cream size. So like, I don't know, I carry around a mini backpack and not a tiny purse, so like this was perfect and I loved it, and it took me a long time to use, so like totally worth it. Terracycle. Then I have this one. This is the Based Indulgent Lotion in the scent Creme Brulee. I think I've talked about this on my channel before, and if it wasn't the lotion, it was the coffee body scrub. I have been using Based for a number of years now. I've not explored any of their other scents. I've always stuck with the Creme Brulee because again, I like the like more gourmand scent profiles, but I love this product. I think I also probably have a backup of this somewhere. It's really nice. It's not outrageously expensive. You can get it from well.ca. It's lovely. Plant-based ingredients. And I want to say that this is Canadian. Yeah, made in Canada, Kitchener, Ontario. So like, shout out to homegrown beauty products. Love it. Terracycle. Ooh, that's filling up fast. So my other two deodorant friends, obviously both from Native. One is the oat milk latte scent, and the other is a little mini of the sugar cookie scent. Out of the two, I fully prefer sugar cookie. Want them to come back with it, as I've said 1,000 times. But I was totally influenced to try out the oat milk latte scent because of Jamie Page, who ranted and raved about it last year, because this was another like limited edition line that they dropped. I want to say that it was 2021, maybe it was 2020, I don't know, but I bought a number of these. I think I bought a 3-pack because I have no chill, and just like assumed I was going to love it. I can't really put my finger on what about this specific scent I didn't love so much, but needless to say, it wasn't my favorite, and I gave the other 2 unused ones to my sister because she enjoyed the scent. So, you know, they're not going to waste. And I did finish this one all the way. I think everything else in here is all like skincare and makeup. Huzzah! I'll try to get through the minis and then we'll go to the big size. So I got this little Tatcha kit, I think from Sephora. It may have been like the birthday gift this year or one of the Rewards Bazaar options. So it's the Tatcha Rice Wash Soft Cream Cleanser and the Dewy Skin Cream. I think this was the first time that I've ever actually used Tatcha products, and I fell in love. It's really too bad that they're so expensive, but I think once I run out of like all of them, like hundreds of skincare products, that's an exaggeration. I'm being very hyperbolic, but like also not, because I need to stop spending money. When and if I run out of my skincare and I feel like spoiling myself, I think I will definitely repurchase like large sizes of the Tatcha products, because these were just truly, truly lovely. And again, I love a mini. I love having a mini, because you never know when you're going to need it for an overnight. Even just if you're having like a bad skin day and you're going into the office and you need to throw something in your bag, it's just like nice to always have like a little tiny cream and some of your makeup, because you just don't know. Then we have another teeny tiny, I think actually this was a sample, not a mini that I purchased. It is another one from the Body Deli, and it is the Creme de la Rose, which was actually so lovely. I think, again, similar to the Tatcha products, when and if I run out of all of my current skincare that's being used in my bathroom right now, and that's like in my backup bin, I think I want to, you know, give the full size of this a go, because it was truly, truly lovely, and just like an actual real rose scent. But it's kind of hard to tell because I'm currently being overpowered from the scent of cat poop, because Cuthbert just being a dick and decided now was the opportune time to take a dump. Thank you, cats. Then I have a little mini from Skin Iceland, and this is the Antidote Cooling Daily Lotion. I have used this a number of times before, but only in the mini size. I've never splurged on the actual like full size. Every time that I've tried things from Skin Iceland, I've really enjoyed them, and it is like a legitimately like cooling product. I just always find that technology so fascinating and like lovely, especially, you know, after you've washed your face with like a hot cloth and then you apply just like a cooling lotion that's really lightweight and hydrating. It's just so delightful. I actually haven't seen Skin Iceland on Sephora in a while, so I'm not 100% sure that they still carry it, but I'll have to look into that. But again, not until when and if I run out of things. I just finished using this Fit Glow Beauty Calm Cleansing Milk, and another one that I really enjoyed. I have really loved their night essence, and I have an unopened day essence in my skincare set of drawers slash bin, which I haven't used yet because to me it's kind of like a toner, so I don't like to have more than one toner style or like essence style things out on my vanity. So I think whenever I run out or use up the current toner that I have, I will finally break out the day essence, because it's really nice, and this little cleansing lotion was also quite lovely. Not great for removing makeup, so like definitely a low suds second cleanse, not a first cleanse, unless you use this in the morning, and that's like just to kind of wake you up and you don't have any makeup that you need to take off. Then there is this finally, which I bought last year. I definitely talked about it in a video at some point. It's the Lila B Aglow Priming Oil. Now, I will never purchase this again because I don't use this kind of products. It was kind of impulsive and indulgent. And I honestly regret it because again, I don't use this kind of product. I don't use a lot of like face sprays ever. And I actually ended up using this up because I put this by my bedside table and was using it as like a hand lotion before I went to bed because it has that really like deliciously calming lavender fragrance. But I used it on my face maybe like 3 times. And it was too much for me and my skin. And it's not something that I would ever personally repurchase. Not because it's a bad product at all. Those are beautiful products. It's just, it doesn't fit in my personal routine. It doesn't have a place for me personally. Then there was this Acure Resurfacing Overnight Glycolic Treatment in these like cute little baggies. I think I actually have the like large size of this that I'm using now. I can't remember. I would have to go look at my vanity, but this is nice. It's pretty lightweight. It's been super, super hot here, so if I wear this like underneath another night cream, it's almost like too much, but I feel like it's really effective. And now that I look at it again, I'm pretty sure this is what I've been using in like the full size. And as a result, my skin has been purging so much. Either that or like I'm having some crazy like hormonal thing. But it's lovely. Acure products are just all around great and pretty cost effective, and it's, you know, nice to have something that's affordable. Then there is the Leilani Bless Balm, which I have talked about before. It's so stunning. It smells so good. It's such a beautiful product and I loved it. I loved every second of using this. Like, what an absolute delight to put on your face at the end of the day after you've cleansed. Just kind of like that final like foamy glaze, that like donut vibe that like before you go to bed, but also just the scent is like so aromatherapeutic. Is that a word? Aromatherapeutic, yes. That I actually bought the aromatherapy oil in the same scent because it's just so delightful and so calming, especially if you're like a super stressy person like I am. Just having that on your face and like it just like kind of wafts into your nose, but like not in an overpowering way as it's like sinking into your skin and doing all of the beautiful balmy things. Just love that. Chef's kiss. Then there is this My Ingredients Niacinamide Serum, and I found this brand at the local Shoppers Drug Mart and it was like extremely affordable. Like, I think this serum, which is 30 milliliters, was like $7, which for honestly, even for the drugstore these days is like very inexpensive. Drugstore prices have gone up exponentially across the board. Technically, this is considered a skin perfecting treatment. Did it do anything? I don't know, but it was nice to use and like a true like serum texture. Not too watery, not too thick, just that kind of really nice, like slightly cloudy in between serum that just like feels really nice and lightweight on the skin, but super nourishing. But like, did it perfect my skin? I don't know. What needs perfecting? Kidding. All of my current freaking blemishes that won't leave me alone. All right, then I've got a couple masks here, which is a little unusual for me to have gone through like so many masks because I classically hate a face mask, although I just recently had to buy a new face mask, like a clay mask, because of what's going on with my like specifically nose and chin blemishes. So like definitely hormonal. It's driving me nuts. So there's this Nina clay mask made with pure Canadian glacial oceanic clay, which actually was quite lovely. I believe I found this at the local Rexall, and I did really like it. And it's like this beautiful, like kind of like ocean mud green, and I quite liked it. And a very simple ingredient list. Sea silt, which is the glacial oceanic clay, propanediol, hydro something that I can't pronounce, Chondrus crispus, powder, which is carrageenan, which that's just like a preservative, I'm pretty sure. It's like such a simple ingredient list. My only beef with this was that, you know, it's in the kind of packaging where you rest it down like this, but because of probably the fact that it has so few ingredients and is like predominantly clay based, all of the liquids, like it's separated, so all of the silt, as you would expect, sunk to the bottom and all of the liquid part stayed at the top. So like it made it really difficult to squeeze out because it had lost that like mask consistency. Not a huge complaint, just kind of annoying and made it a little bit difficult towards the end. Like I actually think there's still some clay in there because I just couldn't squeeze it out because just it had separated so much from the actual liquid part, and then it just like kind of gets solid. But I did really like this. Then there was this Super Clay Purify and Clear Power Mask with niacinamide, kombucha, and BHA from Youth to the People, which I believe I bought last year as a potential dupe for, what was that really expensive face mask that I bought, that I was influenced to buy by Alanna Davison. Can't remember the name of it, but I'll insert a picture of it here if I can remember. It was fine. I don't actually know if it was as effective as I wanted it to be or was hoping it to be. I would actually not call this a dupe for that other mask that I really liked that I spent way too much money on. But it was nice, but it just, because I didn't fall in love with it, it took me so long to go through. I mean, it's like 59 milliliters, so that's a substantial amount of product. And like, again, I don't love masking, especially with a clay mask. I don't like that tightening feeling, even though I do really need it on my skin right now. Like, extract all the crap from my pores. So I mask like once a week, maybe like once every couple of weeks. So it just took me a really long time to get through, and after a while I was just like, I just want this out of my life. I'm tired of seeing it in my drawer. And so goodbye. Then there was this absolutely stunning Leilani mermaid mask, so a superfood for your skin. And this, I bought this together with like I think 2 or 3 other Leilani products, including the little Bless Balm. And this was also really lovely as a mask. And again, not the kind of mask that like hardcore dries down, like just very rich and nourishing, and like just, I think there's like honey in it and like chlorophyll or like green algae, just a lot of like really delicious, beautiful products. And it also smelled phenomenal. So when and if I need another mask, this is probably one that I will consider repurchasing because it was just truly lovely. And because the base is glass, that will be going into traditional recycling, and I'm gonna throw the lid in the Terracycle box. All right, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I've got 3 more skincare products, and then it's makeup, and then we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna talk about that Terracycle box, and we're gonna sign off because this has been a feature film. We tried. This is the Pharmacy Whipped Cream's Oil-Free Foaming Cleanser with Moringa and Papaya. Love this. Great cleanser. I bought this in a little like duo with the Daily Greens BHA toner, which I actually have another little one of in my overnight bag right now. And I love pharmacy products so much. I think that they're really effective and like pretty gentle. And yeah, this was just a great either second cleanse or morning cleanser for a really nice, refreshing wake up. So I think this is definitely something that I would repurchase again, but preferably in the duo because I do really like both of those products and they're always a little bit more cost effective when you're getting them in a kit. Then there was this Free and True Moonlight Milk with black cumin, camellia, and mango. And this is a nighttime balm cleanser, which I got, I think, in the same kit as that little Evolve shampoo was in from the Green Jungle Beauty Shop, and I loved this. It was so beautiful, smelled delightful, was, you can't tell because it's like literally all gone, but this really like pale, almost like ballet pink color, the most beautiful texture for a cleansing balm. Wasn't phenomenal at taking like eye makeup off, like specifically mascara, but it was otherwise like really effective and really beautiful to use at night, and it's definitely something that I would consider repurchasing. Then last but not least on the skincare front is this beautiful product from 3 Ships, and it is the Dream Bio Retinol and Shoria Butter Night Cream. And I love this, and it's in one of those like great little packages where it's like just the tub, hello, too much light, that you like oh, clearly there are still little bits of product in all of these, yikes, that you like pump up, but you can also like add a serum and make a little concoction before you put it onto your face. Really love this. I'm very excited and intrigued to try more products from Three Ships. I think that they're just such a lovely company. Another Canadian small business that I believe is female and BIPOC owned. I want to say that the founder is Asian, maybe, I don't know, but I think like just it's wonderful to support small women owned businesses in general, and the fact that they're Canadian like makes me super happy, and they're like really affordable. And I love that the detox market picked them up and that they're just being more well recognized for the great brand, the ethos, and just the fabulous products. And I love this. So it will be a repurchase at some point in time. Now we are going to blast through this makeup. I've got two mascaras here. One is the NYX On the Rise Volume Mascara, which I very quickly fell in love with and already purchased a backup. It was great. A little bit higher in price than like the e.l.f. Big Mood or like an Essence mascara. I think this is around the $15 Canadian mark, but a really lovely mascara. It looks like such a thin package, but like don't let that fool you. It's got great powers in the mascara game. So really enjoyed that. And then an Essence mascara. This is the Essence Double Trouble Waterproof Mascara. I have the like non-waterproof version and it's honestly quite nice. Anytime I see Essence come out with a new mascara, I'm always intrigued to try, especially if, you know, your wallet has been hurting. It's just nice to have an affordable mascara option that's also highly effective. And my eyes water 365 days a year, so it's just nice to have something that's waterproof in your arsenal. Then we have the NYX Brow Glue, which I finally finished / just had to get rid of because like, can you see that brown tinge? It just got so janky and it was time to say goodbye and move on to not bigger and better things, just different, because ew. But we'll probably repurchase that again at some point. Then I've just got a little tiny lip balm here. This is the Organic Lip Balm in Cocoa Vanilla from lovenorth.ca, and I got this from Winners. It was just fine. Don't love that it's in black packaging. Actually hate that it's in black packaging. When organic or like clean beauty brands use black plastic packaging, it absolutely infuriates me, and I'm like, oh, you have something wrong in your brain. And on that note, no shade, I don't hate you, but Ritual Defeat, come on now. Let's change this up, ladies. I finally finished Naiad, as I said I was going to. This is the Veil Conceal and Cover. Love it, great product. I love Ritual Defeat products. I don't love the fact that all of their packaging is black plastic. I mean, I get the aesthetic choice, you know? They're like an ooky spooky witchy vibes brand. Very ethereal, very supernatural. So I understand the aesthetic choice here, but I don't understand the ethical choice. I don't understand the choice for the planet when you have an ethos that is about clean / green beauty with like human safe, animal safe, cruelty free ingredients. There needs to be a more holistic view, I think, when it comes to this kind of stuff. That being said, it's a hugely expensive overhaul if you're going to transition out packaging like this, so they would have to sell off all of their products in the black packaging and then repackage everything in their next batches. I'm not a business owner, but I do understand that there's like quite a large expense involved in making such a change. However, it's not impossible, and I think it's something that I would really like the brand to explore before I continue polluting the planet with their packaging. The last item is my beloved Lily Glolo Montego Bay bronzer, which I mostly finished, but it tragically fell and broke in its final days and shattered, and I had absolutely no patience for like a broken bronzer. But I really, really did love this bronzer, and I think I actually do prefer this one to the Anika bronzer that I am currently using, by way of powder bronzers specifically. Okay. That is everything. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed because I have a very small pile here that is actually going into traditional recycling. Everything else is not technically recyclable through traditional recycling methods. And that just goes back to, I think, my first Empties video where I talked about, you know, kind of the absolute farce that is recycling in the world, specifically in North America, where it's so heavily touted and pushed, and, you know, it becomes the consumer's fault for not recycling properly or buying too much and creating too much waste, when really it's like the fault of big business and big oil for creating these products in plastic packaging in the first place, and big oil specifically for just inventing plastic and perpetuating the cycle of single-use plastics. All that being said, it is also great that we have companies like Terracycle that make it a little bit easier for consumers to recycle things in a way that is effective and is going to divert all of these things from what is inevitably the landfill, and they're just going to sit there for eternity and turn into technofossils and leave a horrible imprint on our generation in, you know, geological time. So, after this empties, it is safe to say that my Terracycle box is full to the brim. So I'm going to be closing this up and shipping it out. And that is the end of my first Terracycle box. Was it worth it? Honestly, yes. If I look at the percentage price, or the ratio of the cost of this small box, which took me an entire year to fill up, and then look at the cost of everything that's in the box, it ends up being pretty negligible. I have spent, I don't even want to do the math, the value of everything in this Terracycle box and everything else that went into, you know, the traditional recycling. I spent way more on the products than I did on having to recycle it in, you know, the span of a year. So from that perspective alone, it's absolutely worth it, and I will be purchasing another box. I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, order another one tomorrow. I'll probably just fill up a secondary box. I have a couple boxes in the storage room right now, so I'll probably just fill that up in a similar way, and then whenever I get my second Terracycle box, I can just put them into that. But I think for the peace of mind and just knowing that my products, because I am participating in, you know, active consumerism, knowing that the end of life doesn't mean a landfill, most likely somewhere in Kenya, or being shipped off to, you know, an island in somewhere in the Asias, that makes me feel better. That makes me happy knowing that there's a company out there that's helping consumers like myself, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching know that we're not participating in that specific cycle anymore, that we are making active decisions to move away from that kind of cycle and those kind of behaviors. It sucks that once again it's on the consumer to make this happen, that it has to be an active choice that rests solely on the consumer's shoulders, because obviously this is not an incredibly affordable solution for so many people. 127 Canadian dollars for a small box. Yes, it's $127 for a year of recyclables, but there's a lot of people that can't afford to put out $127 on what is essentially a cardboard box. It's the same reason why some families, you know, maybe can't afford organic food, because in the world that we live in, doing the right thing, whatever that may be, always comes at a significantly higher cost than doing the quote-unquote wrong thing. It's so much easier to just throw things in the trash. It doesn't cost anything from the outset to throw something in the garbage or to throw something in the regular recycling bin and think that your job is done. It just makes you realize how backwards our world is. But for those of us who can afford solutions like this, I think we can kind of help lift the weight off of our collective shoulders by participating in those solutions, because it takes one person. You know, that's what they say. It just takes one person to make a difference. There is, to a certain extent, a butterfly effect that happens when one person makes a conscious decision like this. So it is something that I will continue to do. I have a number of other boxes in the workshop slash storage room right now that are, you know, I'm actively participating in other Terracycle programs like Brita. They have like a Brita mailback program for the Brita filters. I think they've partnered with Staples to do like a recycling program for old pens and markers and highlighters and things. So there's all kinds of ways that you can engage with it, and those specific programs like the Brita one and the Staples one are free. You just have to fill a box, print off a label, and then you ship it to Terracycle and they take care of it. Obviously the waste-free boxes come at a cost, but it is something that I am going to continue to engage in because I do feel like it is my responsibility to do that, especially if I'm going to keep engaging in, you know, the behaviors of a beauty consumer, especially a beauty consumer who's not necessarily full-time full-time zero or low waste. So I'm happy to take on that responsibility for as long as it is within my financial means to do so. Okay, all that being said, that was my empties. Another 4 months have passed, another 400 products have been used, another bunch of trash has been talked about. Some positive, some negative, but that is just the circle of life. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for, you know, sticking it out for another long one. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I just have a lot to say. Most times, all the time, forever, for eternity. I will always have a lot to say. I'm a chatterbox. But if you stuck it out and you liked this video and you found it at all entertaining or educational, or you just like looking at my face and hearing my voice, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new here and you also made it all the way through this video, you know, thank you. I would love for you to become part of the Land fam, so consider joining and go ahead and hit that subscribe button because this is a good, fun, cute, fun, what did I used to say? Because we have a cute, fun time here, even when we're talking trash. All right, I'm done. I'm tired, as per usual. It is late. I need to go to bed and wash my face and do all that stuff. Okay, that's everything from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.